Hey.
What's up?
Uh-oh. Something different is happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
This is
not. It's
different.
not. It's not live.
It's not live. No.
Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. But
Merry
it's
Christmas
not for.
Eve. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
we're we're from the future time,
We're actually from the past time. We're speaking
past
from the
time. Yeah,
past to the future.
yeah, we go.
That's weird. If you can speak back to us in the past, please let me know. How did the Colts game go?
Yeah.
What were the lottery numbers? That would be weird if I got a little pop-up saying, hey.
You never
Yeah,
know.
so we got holidays coming up. Things are going to be a little bit weird. I think you're doing some traveling,
Yeah,
and we thought we would just go ahead and like record a canned episode,
yeah,
have some fun, kind of talk about some, end of year stuff, recap and resolutions, stuff like that, and still put this episode out on our normal time frame, but unfortunately, we won't have fun chats for me to bring up down at the bottom.
yeah. Nobody to talk to but us. But we have a good time anyway. We talk toys all the time anyway. So
It's true. It's
uh,
true. This guy, I don't know. I have enough of him as it is, and now I'm just like, let's just me and you without anybody else. Just what I wanted. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Of course,
I
we have
hear
a
ya.
good time. On that note, I suppose that everybody that watches will kind of be replay squad.
Yeah,
But
replay Scott. Everybody.
yeah, everybody replay squad. So, with that being the case, we would love to interact with you guys in the comments. See what you have to say about the episode. Any highlights from your year that you want to point out. Any resolutions you guys are going to make. It's going to be one of those kinds of episodes. So we definitely would value that feedback that we're not going to
Yeah.
get live here.
This was kind of cool because it kind of made you think about what was really important for this year,
Definitely,
and
definitely.
then what do I want to happen for next year. So like, I'm interested to get to. It made me think about my collection a little bit deeper, and
Well, that's good. I think.
yeah,
I think.
a lot of things have made me think about my collection deeper lately. But it's we'll talk about that.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, with that being the case, we do have to roll our intro. So let's do that and let's get to this.
So
Oh my God, my dog.
In a perfect world where legends collide, tiny heroes standing side by side, guardians of playtime in disguise, action figure alliance on the rise. Join the alliance, come take a stand with the many armies ruling the land. Hail to the heroes molded with might, action figure alliance.
Yeah. So
Dog attacked you.
my dog jumped up right then. I don't know if you heard the big donk, but he hit his head on the table. He gets very insistent sometimes when he
Yeah.
wants up in my lap. So I guess I'll do. Hey, Bowser, say hello to everybody. Say hello. He's a shithead. So,
Hey man,
all right.
Boston's are fun. I had one.
And Boba, my other dog, is up here too, but he's not as bad about jumping up in the lap. So,
There you go.
especially since I'm trying to perch myself under the table as much as I can,
So they can't jump on you,
so they can't do that. But Bowser's small enough and insistent enough that he will.
right?
So, yeah, now they're both in a mood. They might make an appearance later, but the reason for them being down here is it's like, dude, I was telling Trey before we started this off, it's like my wife suddenly was feeling kind of ill today, so
That sucks.
she's already up in bed. Hopefully, by the time this episode airs,
She'll be
she'll
feeling
be
better.
feeling better.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be sick on Christmas Eve.
Yep, it's true. She did take a test for the plague, and she does not have the plague, so that's good at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I can't believe! Right as soon as I hit the button to start the intro, the dog's like, "Yeah."
Well, at least you didn't drop an action figure and log yourself out. That happened.
It's true. It's true. I'm never gonna live that down. I think you are gonna.
I'm
hold on
probably
to that
going to do
one.
something stupid eventually. So,
Hopefully,
yeah.
make me feel a little bit better. You know what? I am going to get the music started and let's get underway with this one, man. So, I think you and I both put some notes together of some different things that we were gonna want to go over as in terms of like a year in review or a recap of 2025 sort of a thing.
Yep.
Do you want to go ahead and start?
Yeah, I got some slides. We'll roll with
Some
it.
slides. All right, so I think that means we're going to
Hold
go
on.
over your sharing scene,
on.
right?
Yep. Hold on.
Hold on.
It's
Computer.
hello, computer. I didn't actually have it loaded. Like, I have to get it ready. There it is. Okay.
Okay. Tray sharing. Well, it's not there, buddy. There you go.
And present. And the
Right.
first thing is this Action Figure Alliance on YouTube. This has been a highlight of the year. I mean, we're 1 year into this and 1 full year into Action Figure Alliance. And it's been a killer time, man.
Yeah.
We
Dude,
both enjoy it.
we're just over a year, and I think I've had a blast.
Yeah.
I feel like we've made friends. We're building
definitely.
our community, and we've got our Facebook group going. It's quiet, but every once in a while we get some really fun posts and some cool
Yeah.
stuff, pop up here and there. And
Not everybody's on Facebook, but we get a little Instagram reaction. I'm starting to build a little TikTok community and some Whatnot people too. Like that's another whole nother thing. So like had some friends from Whatnot join us last week. But yeah,
I will
it's definitely
say,
fun.
in regards to our YouTube journey, we had tried for a while to put out some other reviews and some other videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And man, that really, honestly, one of the things that I'm going to talk about took me away from doing all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about that a bit more. I will let you continue, but new stuff coming in terms of resolution. I think we're
Yeah.
kind of past and future in it, I suppose. So
So I think with this, like what you kind of get to what you were saying is it takes a lot of time to edit and build and put together a YouTube video. And mad respect for those that can do it like that. The editing thing is just very time consuming. And
I think you and I are both in the same boat when it comes to we want our videos to be as good as we can make them.
yeah,
I know I am a bit of a perfectionist, and it's kind of like that that Mercedes motto, perfection or nothing, or whatever that is. It's something along those lines, and it's kind of like that lends to procrastination, that lends to overthinking and stuff like that. And man, yeah, I'm with you. Those guys that can just sit down and bang out a video and then call it a day and feel good about it and make good content, man.
figure arrives on the porch, and within like 30 minutes, they're opened, reviewing,
Yep.
and posting that night. Like y'all guys bang it out, man. It's crazy.
And killing it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and some of them do a really good job with that kind of
Yeah.
a format, but that's never just been my bag. And I feel like that's not yours either.
No, the last one I did was pretty fun. Go check that out. The Acid Rain Novarks figures. That was a fun one. I was getting a lot of good reaction to it, and it was fun to make. So yeah,
Just happen to have them handy.
there you go. Mine's into DTOF with the Skeletron figures now. So
Oh, okay.
they have their own space.
Nice.
But moving on to the next thing, Toylanta. We went to Toylanta this year. This is the first year of Toylanta for both of us, really.
Yep.
I had a great time. This was kind of my haul from Toylanta. As you can see, it was quite a bit. And this was before Transformers. But, I mean, had a good time hanging out with folks. Dave from Needless Things YouTube, Mike from Big Bad, old Chiefster, Leon. Just a couple pictures I had from people from Toylanta. But that was earlier on in the year.
I didn't realize it looks like you got some muscle figures in there.
Yeah. That's actually in one of my things here in a little bit.
Okay.
Several of these things are. So
I'm jumping the gun.
yeah, it's all good.
Didn't even know.
And then the next thing I got on here was Joe Fest. And Joe Fest was big. We've been to Joe Fest twice now.
Yep.
And really enjoyed it. Novarks figures are there. We had an interview with the Chosen Prime to talk about those and those hits. So I figured I had to do a review. Fans Hobby, that was always cool to see that stuff. But three big things happened for me. I just thought this was cool. The 3D printed guns and stuff this guy had were awesome. But three big things. Two of them GI Joe. So of course Larry Hama. Met Larry Hama, had him sign my GI Joe #1 and this other GI Joe. I think that's 301. And then I met Ron Rudat, the man that designed the Cobra logo, and had him sign a Cobra logo. That's currently right up here that I look at all the time. And then Rob Post, I got a figure. I want a figure from Collegiate Legends, and I just happened to go run over there and say, "Hey, Rob, sign this for me." And then I was walking around just because it was cool. I ran into the CAS, the grading company, and I ended up having it graded, and it's up there on the shelf, and I should have got it down, but I had my first graded figure. And it's kind of it was free, but it wasn't free to grade. But it's cool to have something graded in the collection. So Joe Fest is always fun. Hang out with people. We always do the hallway swap and all that good stuff. But definitely planning on going next year.
Have you had any more thoughts about grading other figures?
It's come across my mind that I want to keep a lookout for certain things. Like if I find a nice carded something like a beachhead, if I ever came across a really nice carded beachhead and it was like pristine, I might have it graded and not open it because that's my favorite Joe. Okay. And then Transformers, we'll talk about that, but those can be expensive, especially G1s.
You know, for me, I have no real intention of grading anything unless it is like a highly specific figure.
Right.
I got the Bloody Bone Collector version 2 graded. Mm-hmm. That was like they made 100 of those and got that graded. And but beyond that, I don't really know that like. I don't really collect too much for vintage, and I think those are really the only things that I would want to grade.
Right.
Now, I have gotten presents from my wife of a couple of vintage Transformers that have been in box, and you know those are considerations because they're decent boxes, but they're not sealed, and I don't really know, you know, how that would play out. But interesting thought. You know, it's a thing. I don't really. I think you and I are more out of box collectors. We
definitely
want that tactile, you know, playing with your figure sort of a thing.
Yep. It was something cool to do, and you know, maybe it'll happen again in the future. But like as far as comics goes, I have a ton of comics and very, very, very few graded. The first appearance of Boba Fett's graded. You'll see that in a little bit. But after Joe Fest, I picked up vintage this year. I picked up some vintage stuff. Chuck Norris, and that's kind of a thing about my father-in-law. He always talked about Chuck Norris because I did martial arts, and he associated me with that. And I just, it reminds me of my father-in-law. I picked up a couple Chucks. I picked up these recently. They were cheap. They're G1. There's the only two G1s I have.
Oh, the
Cosmos. The mini bots. And this is a remake. That one's a remake.
We can't see your finger or your pointer.
The Cliff Jumper's a remaker. Yeah, that's part of the remakes. But
you know, I've got Cosmos and what's the other one? Power
Glide.
Yeah. I've got both of those two figures myself. They were a couple of my favorites when I was a kid.
I saw them on Whatnot, and somebody had them, and I was like, "Damn, those look good." Yeah. And they weren't expensive. I was like, "I'm gonna pick those up."
Yep.
So, then Rio Blast. And the thing with Rio Blast from Motu is, if you went back to the '80s, this was my dad. My dad looked like this. He wasn't buff, and he didn't have a gun coming out of his chest. But I had this figure, and I was like, "Hey, that looks like Dad." So I picked that up. I think I got it from Toy Department at Toylanta, and but it's cool to have that in the collection, a complete Rio Blast. That was one of my favorite toys as a kid, just because it reminds me of my dad. And then you can see the graded Collegiate Legend back there, and then at a swap this year, I picked up the vintage Ghostbusters stuff. Got that on the shelf over here. And then I picked up some vintage Palatoy Action Force, which I never really thought I would have stuff like that, but they were the British guys were at Joe Fest. They had it.
Yeah.
So I picked up several. There's a lot that's not pictured. They're kind of scattered throughout my display, but
those are fun, man.
Yeah.
They got a very cohesive color scheme for the bad guys too.
yeah, black and red, man.
They look really good.
And when
Yeah.
the Crimson Moon comes out from Fresh Monkey and Big Bad Workshop to go in there too, I'm gonna need a bigger shelf.
Yeah.
So, but vintage is one of my big things for the year. And then Star Wars. So before Joe's, I was a big Star Wars collector. I mean, you could talk about, I had very many shelves with Star Wars on it, like a whole
And
wall.
Black series or vintage?
Black series. So it started out at 3.75, and then I started, when NC Underground started, I started trading them and selling them off and buying Black series. And I built an army. And you can kind of see there's a little bit of the army left. I kept 2 squads of the stormtroopers, but I sold the rest. So one of the things for this year was trimming down the Star Wars into a cohesive collection. And yes, this is kind of cluttered, but I like it. I bought this new cabinet. I got my first appearance of Boba Fett. I got my Boba Fett shelf with some of the other bounty hunters, my Vader shelf, and on to the next slide. There's my Empire laid out, and
Some Pez dispensers.
yeah, man, I like Pez. I've had those for a while. But yeah, just threw some stuff in there, Mandalorians and Rebellion, and I could probably fill another cabinet with other stuff, but just trying to bring it in to where it's displayed nicely and lit, and I think the whole thing looks better that way. So, all right, do you want to do some of yours and then we come back to mine, or?
Yeah, sure. Let me get a share going here, and we will pop on over here. So I guess the first thing I'm going to start off with is this display is entirely new, net new, if you want to be, a business person or something about it.
Okay.
But I put this whole thing together this year, and I really am pleased with how it turned out.
And that's upstairs by the loft, right?
Yes, that is
In the
upstairs
loft,
in my
yeah.
loft.
Okay. Where you had all the comic books.
Yep, a bunch of comic books, lots of first appearances, lots of key issues and stuff like that. I recently got the mask for the Skeletron that I put on him over there.
I haven't opened mine yet. I got to put it on.
It fits really well, so it's perfect. But I got a bunch of Mosho Toys figures, a lot of big stompy robots, on these couple of top shelves. And then I've got like mounted dudes, mostly on this shelf here.
Yeah.
This is a bit of an outlier with the Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter stuff, but it's still cool. And then a bunch of vehicles and things. So it was just a new shelf that came together, and
That's good.
yeah, I think it turned out very well. That is not the right direction. Here we go. So I actually got back into 1/6 scale figures this year. Basically, I'd been on a nearly total hiatus from 1/6 scale stuff for a little while. Like every once in a while, something would trickle in, but for the most part, there wasn't much of anything. And not only did Mondo just suddenly start appearing in the collection, just go blam.
Yeah.
This is the current Mondo shelf.
Looks good. Those are great looking figures. I recognize some of them from, I muled them for you.
Yes, yes. We've got Anthor and Skeletor, and I think you picked up both of the Battle Cat and Panther for me, right?
From Toy Busters. And
Yeah. And I really do enjoy these. I am going to remain very picky when it comes to the Mondo figures.
Right.
I'm not like, for example, going all in on Masters of the Universe. Honestly, I don't know who's left that I would want to pick up.
I mean, you got Skeletor and He-Man, and that's
Clear glow. Yeah.
yeah, and Scareglow. Those are and that
Yeah.
horse in the middle, that's Mount. That's crazy, insane, cool.
Yep. The Scare Mare.
Scare man.
Yeah, like I could see getting an Evelyn if they did a more modern version of her, like they did with this Scare Glow. They have come out with one of them, but she was more the classic version, and so I don't know. It just didn't really scratch that itch for me.
You don't have to go deep on every line. You get what
Right.
you like, and that's
Right.
you're happy with it. And
Yeah,
it looks good.
Thundercats. I mean, I've got Mumra and I've got Lion-O. I
Yeah.
don't know that I need much more from that. So,
Right.
but regardless, this has turned into a really cool display. I'm really pleased with how it's looking. It's a little off balance. You've got a little bit more going on the left side than the right. And I'm still trying to figure out
You got room to add.
I got to figure out how I'm going to make it work.
There you go.
But I wanted to kind of get those up there and get those going. And then bang, Joy Toy showed up and I went fairly hard.
Yeah.
I think this collection actually started last year, but this year was kind of, the snowball accumulated as it was going down the hill. I'm trying to think. I do have actually, I think almost the entirety. Oh no, I do have some of the Joy Toy Dark Source stuff, but this is the vast majority of my Joy Toy. And I'm pretty much going to stick with the Warhammer 40k, Warhammer 30k stuff, aka Horus Heresy. I really just want to get the Primarchs and cool characters that I really like.
Nice.
So you can see I've got Titus over here, not a Primarch, but kind of a big fan of his from the video game. If they did like a Loken Garvel from the early books, I'd probably get him. I want to get a 40k version of Ahriman, but otherwise, Primarchs. I haven't gotten Angorn yet. Angorn, yeah, I think so. Haven't gotten him yet. He's huge. So for your edification, Trey, he's a demon Primarch, and he's like 4 feet long because he's got great big demon wings, and he's not the same size as the knight that's here in the middle, but he's still big.
I literally know nothing about other than the first one you showed off, the blue one in the corner. I've seen that before, but the rest of it, I'm like, okay, it's cool. It looks
These guys
cool.
are great. I've always been a fan of the lore around Warhammer 40k. You can see Horus over there in the corner. I've got Magnus over there. Magnus did nothing wrong. Most of my Primarchs are kind of fanned around here. The perspective, you have a hard time seeing all of them, but they're kind of crowded around the knight, and I absolutely love that knight. It's huge. It is not the biggest figure in my collection, but it's nearly there. The Hulkbuster is just a little bit taller, but in terms of like overall mass, I think it takes the win. Those were just a few of kind of like new things or returning things that I started or kind of, resumed this year. And I'm pretty pleased with, how they look.
Displays look great, man. That's the thing. Is
Thanks, man. Yeah.
them out there and they look good, and you're
This
happy with
one's a
them.
little full. And it, you're at least with me, and I think with a lot of people, displays are constantly in progress thing.
Yes, constantly.
So these things are going to change over time. This is not obviously my best display, but I'm still trying to kind of sort through things, and stuff is constantly getting added. Joy Toy does not screw around when it comes to releasing stuff, man.
Yeah.
They put stuff out hot and heavy, and it's really good on top of everything. So, let me think what else I got. Let me look at my notes, I suppose. I will say, let's see, I'm going to drop this, and I'm going to do this. I also started picking up, or started being released, was the new Cyberzoic line from Creative Beast Studio.
Yep.
So got a few of the figures, got a few of the armor packs, And man, they're
You got the
really,
dragon at Toylanta. That thing is cool.
oh, this dragon is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get a good picture.
They got more dragons coming, so I can see you getting
They
those
do.
too. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
I got some of them. I haven't opened them all yet, to be honest, and I need to. And
I
maybe
haven't either. I'm with you.
maybe that our holiday break. That's what I'll do is open some of those. And
Yeah, I might join you on that little escapade there. So that was something new that I started picking up. And you know, my tastes have been changing a little bit. I think I'll stop the screen share here because this would be more just you know, kind of talk about this.
Okay.
Come back over here. So I've definitely ordered some stuff, and I had some pre-orders come in, and specifically Mythic Legions, where you know it's generally like a pre-order, and then 2 years later you get it.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been deep into Mythic Legions when I placed this pre-order that I'm speaking of, but by the time it came in, my tastes had kind of changed, and I was kind of like, dang, this might have been a bit of a mistake. The figures are gorgeous. I wish they were more articulated, and they actually are going that direction.
Yeah.
But some of them just weren't really my taste anymore. And so it's interesting to see things kind of shift and move. And I'm gonna have to. That's something that's kind of a learning experience. Oh, geez, I'm putting a pre-order in for something that's not going to come out for 2 years. Is this something that I know I'm going to want in 2 years? You know,
Right.
have to be a little bit more selective and a little bit more, you know, pertinent when it comes to, yes, I'm pre-ordering this, or no, I might just wait. You know what I mean?
Right. Wait
I
for
think
the
that-
release. See if you can pick it up when it comes out. If you're still into it, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
a lot of people play that game.
Yeah, and I mean,
Long
with
game.
Mythic Legions, like you get a discount if you go kind of like all in on the pre-orders. But you know, you have to pay for significant shipping with them. So you know, if you're only going to get a couple, it makes sense to wait anyways. So
Yeah.
I'm still picking them up here and there, but it was just like this one wave that came in. I was just kind of like, man, my tastes have changed. You know, actually, I think I sold you one or two of the figures. They were a couple of skeleton guys.
Yeah, skeleton guys. They're in the detolf right there.
Skeleton Viking, and
Yeah.
I think maybe some stuff like that. So
And I'm not much of a Mythic Legions guy either, but my Mythic Legions switched to Skeleton Knights. And so that I've built out a little Skeleton Knight squad, and I'm happy with it. And maybe add one here or there, but yeah,
yeah,
I feel you on that.
Yep.
I never really got into Mythics really hard because I went Action Force, and now a lot of people are going Action Force, and you know,
just gonna end it there.
I'm just gonna end it there. I'm not saying I'm getting out, but I mean,
I feel you. I understand.
I'm not all in.
Yeah. Let's see. Where am I? Let's go back over to here. As I was saying, with 6 scale, I did get back into some Hot Toys.
Yep.
You know, Hot Toys for a while was just riding on making new Iron Man figures.
Yeah.
But they came out with this Darth Revan, and I was like,
a nice
oh, I have to get that. Not only did they come out with Darth Revan, who I was in love with, they also came out with Lord Starkiller, who looked fantastic too.
Yeah.
Picked him up as well. And last but not least, I also got this Samurai Predator, which is just a gorgeous figure. You know, crazy amounts of detail. The art direction and you know, I don't know, just the vibe that this thing has is super cool. It is not very posable, and that's definitely something that I'm going to pay attention when it comes to Hot Toys.
Right.
I still like to be able to get them in good poses, and he kind of struggles a little bit. You're really only going to get him in some fairly basic or bland poses, but he looks great. So I am, you know, not hating on that for sure. So with that being the, what it is, why don't we go back and get back to your stuff?
Okay.
I've got a little bit more after this on the recap, but I think we can kind of alternate some here.
Okay. So for me, Whatnot has been a big deal.
You've been doing a lot, yeah.
Yeah, recently. So I started Whatnot early in the year, probably like January. I started doing Whatnot stuff, and then the little link down there, whatnot.com, invite Toyomic Trey. You can get $15 to buy your first figure, and I'll get a $5 for referring you. So y'all hit that up. But Whatnot's been a fun thing for me, and I went probably 2 or 3 months with doing some Whatnot sales, and I stopped, and literally went probably 6 months without. And then I started back up, and it's actually grown and steamrolled, and it's been a great way to kind of turn some of the collection over to new stuff. And I've enjoyed it. I like doing Whatnot sales, and getting rid of the stuff I don't want and go getting the stuff I do. So if you don't know what Whatnot is, it's a live streaming purchasing platform. And it's addictive.
It's like you run real-time auctions,
live real-time auctions.
That's cool.
And it's not, you don't see me, you see my hands, and then there's a little turntable, and I put the figure up there. We run the thing, we run it, and then people bid on it, and then they win it, and then you don't have to worry. All you have to do is print the label. They pay for shipping. You have to weigh it, box it up and ship it out, and it's really convenient. And I kind of got the wife into it too. She's buying clothes and stuff on it. So
cool.
yeah, it's kind of addicting. Actually, Whatnot is a little addicting. So be careful. You might buy a lot of Transformers there. So we hadn't gotten to that yet, but also eBay for me. eBay has been an increase definitely for me this year. I don't usually sell a lot on eBay, but I threw some stuff up just to see how it would go. And this year I've sold the most stuff on eBay that I've ever had before. So trying to get rid of the stuff I don't want. Same thing with Whatnot. eBay for me, you put it up and people can buy. You got a constant store going on. But Whatnot, it's live, and it's only while you're live. You can do it with buy now, and people can buy now, but I try to stick with the buy now stuff on eBay and the live stuff on Whatnot. So those two things have been really good for me this year. And then moving on to this. Yeah. I was ready for it.
There it is.
And so Transformers got me this year. So I was at a toy swap, and I was itching to buy something. I hadn't bought it.
Woo, shit! I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up!
So I was itching to buy something, and I actually traded for the very first thing. I traded for the complete Superion set and Ultra Magnus for Studio Series. Ultra Magnus is one of my favorite characters because I loved it. My dad was a truck driver. He's retired. My dad was a truck driver. I had Ultra Magnus, and it was one of my favorite things. So I traded for both of those at the toy store we were at, and that just started it. And it's been crazy. So a lot of me selling stuff has been to buy Transformers. And this is kind of how it goes.
Oof.
Yeah.
Son of a.
Yeah. So
I feel like playing the Dangerous Man song again.
Do it if you want to do it. Yeah, exactly. This is where it would have been. Yeah.
Here's one for you.
Yeah. That's my
wallet getting smashed.
So as you can see, I said, "Oh, I'm going to start out with Studio Series 86 only, movie only." Threw that out the window. There's combiners. There's Titans. There's a Tripticon behind me. There's a Fortress Maximus that I still haven't opened since last week. But yeah, this is the recent setup for Transformers for Autobots and Decepticons. I did this week, and so I actually moved Monster Force to another shelf, and I moved. I don't even remember what I had up here, but yeah. Now this is all Transformers. The top is still G.I. Joe, is still Cobra. I got my Night Raven and a bunch of Cobra stuff up there. So
Oh, you mean the very top over
the
what
very top right here, yeah, you can't see. There's Joe's up there still. So
So I think I know one of the other things you were going to talk about, and that top little shelf that we can see right there
yeah,
is going to be something you're also. We're going to be talking about that in the next bit, right? That's going to be the resolution bit.
yeah. So these, yeah, partly yes.
Okay.
So these are just like my lights that I take pictures with, and I just magnetize. They're magnets, and I pop them in there. So these aren't permanent lights. Those lights come out. But yeah, we'll talk about that. And then all the age of the primes, the 13 primes are going to go in here. Like, I'm still working on that. Like, I hadn't unboxed them all yet. So yeah, it's as things change in the collection, that's a massive change. Yeah, Transformers has got me. And the next thing is kind of talking into the you go now, because
Okay.
mine's kind of starting into other stuff, and I really don't have any more slides for it. So
All right, that's cool. Yeah, so going back to your in recap a little bit here. I did a thing. I launched Otherworld.
yeah, you
Arsenal.
did.
And I couldn't be happier with the way things went with it. You know, everybody seems to be really stoked with their command console. I want to get that up here so I can scroll around a little bit. This is my website that I'm showing off here. I've got my commercial that I made. You know, it's right there on the front page talking about the command console. Sales have been great. I've been extremely pleased with, you know, just the way things have gone, and it is a super cool feeling to see people without like me prompting them and saying, "Oh, hey, you know, you bought one. Can you put up a post or something like that?" Seeing videos pop up and seeing Instagram posts and things like that, like. And now it's in retail stores. Some of our local retail shops have some. Yeah, man, you know, I keep hearing, you know, from the retail shops that everybody loves them, and you know, it's definitely a thing. And so yeah, I've been super stoked about that, about the future of Otherworld Arsenal, which we will talk about more coming up in the next bit. But let's see.
So I got to tell you about something that happened last night. We had a Christmas party with my wife's family, and my nephew, who plays baseball in college, he's 21. He just turned 21. He comes up to check out the toy room, because every year he comes in, checks out the toy room, and I hadn't seen it in a year. He comes in here, he's looking at stuff, and he's like, "Dude, is that an actual screen that guy's sitting in front of?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's cool." I was like, "Go touch it." And I was like, "Hold your finger there for 10 seconds." And he was like, "Holy crap, that's cool." And so,
Well, that's fun too, man. I love hearing it. Love hearing it. Yeah, and I mean, you know, I mean, these things are out in the world, you know, running full time. You know, everybody seems to be having a good experience with it. So,
yeah, man.
so yeah. Okay, and I think probably just going to go back here again because this is a bit more talking head-ish here, I suppose. You know, one of the surprises in looking back, you know, how you mentioned, you know, you got to think about, you know, your year in collecting when we started talking about doing this, is that, man, one of my favorite companies, Mezco, I only bought 3 figures from this year.
Oh, wow.
The new Doc Nocturnal, which I'm absolutely head over heels with. Woodford, who is also very cool.
His Frog Butler.
Yep, his Frog Butler. And I did pick up Red Hood.
Okay.
My Red Hood, is the stuff on his chest. I out of the box, it did not line up very well.
Right.
Like the bat symbol wasn't really It didn't seem to be printed in the middle, but I was able to kind of, smoosh it and move things around and kind of get
Yeah.
it to where I needed it to be. But yeah, man, only 3 figures from Mezco,
That's just too expensive to have to deal with that stuff, man. It really
It
is.
is. And
And
I do have like an email out to them trying to get some support on it, and we'll see what happens. But
I love my Mezcos, but man, they're expensive and they just keep going up in price. They're not
yep,
getting any cheaper.
yep.
And I've questioned some of the purchases with them recently and how I purchased Mezco. But like
And,
that Nightwing came in, and Nightwing's cool, but man, it took forever.
yeah,
Like we ordered a blue one and the red one came out, and people had the red one 3 months before the blue one even hit the front porch. So it's like, come on, man, what are y'all doing?
and like I just the figures that they've been putting out, I just haven't really felt that coolness with. They've
Right.
they've done some 70s things, they've done some like gangster stuff, and that's not
Yeah.
really within the my wheelhouse of collecting,
Yeah.
or however you want to term that. It's just
This
not.
Justice League, Batman, Spider-Man, or like X-Men, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get it. Like, I got the new Thor, but I didn't get the Hulk. So like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't really. I've got a Revoltech Thor, and I like that look better than the Mezco one.
Mhm.
And the Mezco Hulk just did not hit the spot for me. I think it's a cool figure, and I'm certainly not, trying to say it's bad or
yeah,
ugly or anything.
not out yet. So
It wasn't my, cup of tea for my Hulk.
got that Diamond Select bulky one that they did, the classic one, and that Hulk's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. They're one of the brands that I love, but like the the Rumble Society figures that they've come out with, really none of them were ringing, that I needed to buy them, other than the couple that I did.
Where's the Joe love? Like, there's been nothing.
I think Joe's done, man.
Man.
I am so pissed that we did not get a Zartan.
Yeah.
I mean that one is one that I really want. Firefly from Mezco's Firefly,
It was a great figure, yeah.
a great figure.
Storm Shadow, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Storm Shadow is great too. You know what also is interesting? I'm going off on this one topic much more than I intended to, but I think Mezco has been getting called out more on their use of photoshopping or altering their photos
yeah.
than they used to. I don't know who is doing their photographs now, but friend of the channel, Nostalgia Unboxed, John and Near from Mad Hatter Reviews do a live stream, and John is kind of in that realm of he's done web design, he's done he does lots of photography work for his his thumbnails and his channel and stuff like that, and I think he has a that kind of a background. And man, he had an episode that I watched with those guys where he picked those pictures apart and said, this is terrible, you shouldn't be doing that, I don't think this figure can even do this pose. And
Yeah, if they're misleading people with that, that's.
it does seem like they are.
I
Like,
need to go watch. I had to go check that out.
there's a he did one where he talked about the shredder, and the new shredder has a sword holding pose like this.
Yeah.
I think it's faked. I think it is entirely faked.
If you show me a picture and it can do it in the picture, and the figure can't do it when I get it, that's kind of BS.
There was a pose that they had with Storm Shadow where he had a sword going downward in one hand and a sword going upward in the other, and I have not been able to get my figure into that pose.
Yeah.
Now, if I squeezed on it from the back, if I like squeezed his arms together, I could get closer. But no, I think they're doing some jiggering with those photos a little bit that it's a little distasteful in my book. So I don't know. It was interesting that, it's not been something that I've looked for from Mezco, because I've always, I think that, D Amazing did a lot of photographs for them.
Yeah.
And, I never really felt like I even suspected them of doing that.
Yeah.
But then, that Storm Shadow came out and I was like, huh. And then John was talking about it and I was like, man, okay, so there it is. I wasn't wrong. It's happening. So
Yeah.
anyway, thought that was interesting. All right, I'm gonna do this. This is a little bit crazy. Why isn't that? Hold on a second. There we go. I am gonna do one more share, and this is gonna be like an eye chart. It's not intended for you to really see details of what I'm saying, but this is my tracking spreadsheet for this year. I've added some columns to it that I wasn't tracking this year that I am going to for next year. But yeah, so I started tracking all of my purchases.
Is that just a massive Excel file?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you're a computer nerd.
Yeah, it's an Excel file. I mean, it's not. It's got filters and stuff on it, but it's not too crazy. But yeah, it was a big year.
Yeah.
As you can see here, I think I was just at not that you can count that or whatever, but I think I am at almost exactly 200 figures for the year.
What?
Yeah, and I'm not known for buying the cheap figures either. So
How did I spend that much money?
it's true, man. So one of the things this year I've done a much better job of tracking my figures. So when it comes to, it's going to be even harder to do our final end of year, top 10 list. Whenever we get to that episode, I know everything that I got now. And so it's
there you
just
go.
that much.
Where I'm
harder.
scratching my head is like, did I get this year or last year? Is it from this year? Is it from last year? Especially with Transformers, like I'm buying figures that are 5 years old. Like, they didn't come out this year, but they're new to me. So
yeah, that's going to be difficult for you.
Yeah.
This is only stuff that's new. I didn't buy too much vintage stuff. I mean, I did get Jan killer deal on a couple of these guys, which I still have sitting on my desk. So, but anyway, so I also started tracking my purchases. I say purchases. I wasn't tracking about like how much money I was spending. I was just tracking, what I was buying. And so next year, segue into resolutions here a bit, I suppose. I am going to be tracking much better. I'm going to track like, the down payment, the balance payment, the shipping, like in other words, kind of like being able to say, oh, I paid exactly this much for this figure.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it on this date. It came in on this date, that sort of stuff for next year, as well as, obviously like the shop that I got it from and all that kind of stuff, which most of that I have on my existing spreadsheet, but I didn't have, the costs, any of that, or even I had the date, but I didn't have the pre-order date. I just had the date that it showed up. So yeah, next year, tracking everything much better.
Yeah, it's a thing worth doing. It definitely helps you keep track of stuff.
We talked about Nibble last episode.
Yeah.
I'm eager to see how that develops. How that moves along. I've honestly, just putting it out there into the world. I've honestly have some difficulties with getting stuff set up for that right now. But to Tony's credit, I've reached out to him and he says he's working on it. So hopefully, everything will get sorted with that. But
and it's still in beta. It's still a work in progress, and I think he's going to progress over the next year and have some really cool features. So
yeah, so who knows? Maybe I'll go from a ridiculous Excel spreadsheet like I had to something a little bit more graphical, more fun.
Mine is mostly Big Bad Toy Store, to be honest, and Amazon. So Big Bad Toy Store, you can just go and look at what you bought, and
right.
But it doesn't encompass everything. So
right. Well, let's get into your resolutions or plans and your forward-looking.
And I don't really have slides for this one. It's really just talking about stuff, and I can kind of point over my head at shelves, and you see how dark they are. The very first one is in 2026. Every shelf in my collection will have lights in it. Every shelf will have lights. As somebody who's in the electrical business, I need to put lights in my shelves. So that's something I've dedicated to uniforming the lights in my collection. So
Dude,
making things look better.
You know what's going to happen? As somebody that does have lights in his cases, as you can see, back here behind me, it really, first off, it elevates your displays, but then it's also going to shine a bright light, literally and figuratively, on your displays that are crap.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, God, that shelf looks so awful. I have to do something about that.
And actually, that kind of transitions into the next thing. Every shelf in my collection will have a dio on it. Like, it will have a background. It will have something. Because, like, right now, you can see the bare wall behind this shelf. There will no longer be bare walls. There will be a...
Well, Lottie frickin' God!
I won't be living in a van down by the river unless
Dude,
wife sees how much Transformers
I will believe it when I see it. Okay, let me just put it that way. So you've recently, I showed you Bobby Skullface's channel, right?
Yeah. I actually watched one of his videos today. So,
and man, that guy has dioramas for like everything. Yeah. But he's been working on that for many of the year, my friend.
Yeah.
So I think go to see what you get going this year.
I made a Cobra one with foam this year. I actually made a decent one, and so I usually buy stuff from Jimmy from HVX Customs. So I got some of those, but and that kind of brings me to the next one: is find a better display setup. So I hate to say it, but the Battlefield might be short lived.
Really?
Yeah. So it's, I mean, I want to move things around, but man, it's such a big undertaking to just take things down and move a shelf. It's like, man, I know how many hours that's going to take, and I know, that's just going to take forever. Yeah. And do I really want to move 2 shelves? So it's, when do I find the time to do that? But I will. But I have some really cool ideas where there'll be some other smaller tabletop displays throughout the collection. So, but I could always go back to it if I don't like it, right? So.
Well, that's true. That's true. I am surprised to hear that, you think you'll, be moving on from the Battlefield.
The Battlefield might just get cut in half, honestly.
Okay.
So
I could see that. Yeah. That'd be cool. I'll be interested to see how that, all kind of comes together and what you end up doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You got any other resolutions or thoughts?
I mean, really, resolutions, let go of figures I don't want anymore, and that's where Whatnot and eBay comes in, and NC Underground Toy Swap. We do a lot with that. So, just like you said, manage my collection better, budget my collecting better. I want my Whatnot sales, my eBay sales to help fuel buying new things. And I have some comics that I'm going to let go of this year that's going to help fuel that as well. So that's something I'm working on. One of the biggest ones on here, and this is halfway through, don't buy random shit.
Because it doesn't stay random shit.
Don't buy random shit.
It blows into a whole nother collection, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And if I don't have a place to put it, don't buy random shit.
Okay.
And the con hype is a thing. You go and there's an exclusive, there's something cool. It's like, oh, I want to try that out. And that's fine. You can try it out. But like, do I really need that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you need to back away from some of those.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. Put the wallet away.
All right. I actually do have something that I can show off for.
I only really have 2 more. And then it'll be all you. All right. The next one is I got the Transformers Compendium the other day.
Ooh, okay.
And I have the G.I. Joe Compendium. So in 2026, I want to read them both. Read both Transformers and G.I. Joe Compendiums. And all the story in the noggin.
Yeah. All right.
And that's it. And incorporate them into a shelf display.
Oh, okay.
Big, huge compendium. Put it on a shelf, have a figure stand on it. I don't know, something. Where am I going to store it? Like, figure it out,
Right.
That's it.
Okay. All right. So I actually do have something else I can show off when it comes to my forward looking, my resolution, whatever. So I'm going to start off with this. Um, this is a Kickstarter that I backed. And it was a while ago. This was, yeah, July 16th um, of 2024, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
I've been so slow about this, but this is really a case system designed for miniature wargaming. You can see lots of Warhammer stuff in here, lots of different things like that, but it's modular. And
So wait, do you have to print that?
yes, this is something you print.
So this is just for files.
This Kickstarter was just for the files.
Okay.
Okay, I backed it. It was relatively inexpensive. I think it was like a little over $40. This is in Australian dollars. But the kicker is that this is modular, so you can make these different sizes, right? And you can go and you can buy like plexiglass sheets
Uh-huh.
or acrylic sheets
Uh-huh.
and cut them to size yourself.
Lowe's or Home Depot will cut them. They have a cutting station.
Yep.
Yes, I've done it.
Yep. I actually got some and I cut them myself. Hated it. I would absolutely recommend having somebody else do it.
It's worth having that person do it at Lowe's
Yes.
or Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But being that these are modular, you can see they're even showing off having a 3D printer in one of these. I decided, shit, these would work perfect for some smaller displays that I could hang up on my walls.
That's cool.
So I do have some wall spots around in my office here and even the loft and stuff like that. I've already printed one of these out. I'm pretty
Okay.
pleased with the way it turned out.
And
They
you can print it
actually
in any
have,
color you want, right?
yeah, I did black. I mean,
Yeah.
most of my display shelves are very dark gray or flat out black. So I printed one in black and it turned out pretty well.
Nice.
They actually have channels in them for LEDs. Trying to see if they show. Yeah, so you can see along the side here in this picture, you can put LEDs in there. So they're going to sit up above my head, kind of like whoop, like this above my two displays that we were talking about earlier. So I need to make a bunch of these. And like I said, I made the one and I actually found a website that you can order custom cut plexiglass from that is much less expensive than anything else I've been able to find.
Okay.
And it's called Tap Plastics. So TAP plastics.com. If anybody wanted to try it, check it out for themselves. You can still go and buy these files. I'm sure that, they're out there to be found. It's called Ultimo. And so, yeah, I wanted to work on getting myself more display space. And really that's going to be stuff hanging on the walls. And so this seemed like a good opportunity for that. They do have like an anchor that you can make and you can just, kind of hook it up there.
That's cool.
So that's one of my resolutions, is to get some more display space going. But that is the end of my going off of stuff. So I do have a couple of other things. We both kind of talked about, or you talked about this. I kind of, hemmed and hawed around the subject, but I am also going to start being more pickier this year.
Yeah.
Or should I say next year, this coming year. And really that kind of goes back to the lessons learned from, like I said, about getting the pre-order in, where it was like my taste had kind of changed and
Right.
I wasn't really even excited to open that box. It got me thinking about stuff like that. And so, yeah, I mean, I think the tracking will help with it, which is also something that I'm going to do. I didn't mention it in my recap of the year because it's not been a recap of the year. It's only been very recently. I put a whole bunch of stuff up on eBay and sales have been coming through, and that has been really making me happy to, I got a little overexcited and I ordered, too much of this, or I got an extra of this, and I've been just sitting on it. And now it's time to really,
Or 2 ramen tanks show up a week before Christmas.
oops. Yeah, exactly. That sort of thing. So yeah, gonna sell more, make more display shelves, be pickier. Those all kind of go into really curating my displays.
Hmm.
And hey, we're closing in on an hour here, and I think I'm getting ready to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I've got two big things. Obviously, I've been talking about it. If you've been watching the channel, watching our shows for a while, I am working hot and heavy on more projects, more items that are going to be coming out from under Otherworld Arsenal, and I am so excited to get more things out there. I don't want to just be a little one-hit wonder and call it a day. I have a ton of stuff kind of in a pipeline that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And the next thing is coming together really well and really quickly. Every time I work on something, I've been making good progress, but then I also find, oh, I need to test this and I need to see how this fits. And, what is this, the impact of changing this mean to that thing? So there's lots of, lots of little things that are going to slow things down. But in terms of the big parts and the big pieces, man, I think I'm probably at about like, I don't know, 60, 75%. And as a matter of fact,
Any hints
tomorrow,
on what any of that is?
no hints.
Okay.
No hints, nothing like that. But I will say that tomorrow, I've got some printers showing up.
Oh, cool.
Plural. And they are big. And as a matter of fact, on Saturday, we went to Costco and I picked up a couple of big, those iron shelves and,
like these.
yeah, kind of like those. And yeah, to start getting, the project room built out a little bit more.
Capacity grows.
Yes, man. So, when it comes right down to it, I am definitely like spending more than I have made from, the command console, but it's
You're
really
reinvesting in yourself and
Man.
your company. So
Absolutely.
that's good. Big things ahead. That's awesome.
yes, every bit of the money that's come in from sales and everything have been put right back into making more cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy about that. And it's really like, it's going to be cool. I think, for the future going forward, I'm definitely trying to get the best technology to make the best stuff for people and, keep pushing my design skills and everything like that.
And the con circuit of 2026 is another thing for you, right?
Yeah. So, I've already talked to a number of the guys, that run conventions. I don't think I'm going to make Toylanta as a vendor this year.
Right.
It's just a little bit too close. And so I think I'm kind of looking at like conventions maybe mid-year and thereon.
Joe
But
Fest, stuff like that.
it's definitely a work in progress. I also, when I show up to a convention as my own company as Otherworld Arsenal, I also want it to look professional too.
Yeah.
And some of those, like, the big displays, like the tablecloths and the branding and stuff, that stuff can be kind of pricey. And so I want to make sure that I have enough product to sell, different products to sell to kind of offset those charges and all that
Right.
kind of stuff. But yeah, work in progress, and that is going to be kind of an evolving thing. But I'm excited about it. And I think that will be cool. And so I've got one more thing. And I didn't save the best for last or anything like that. I probably should have talked more about, thought about how to do that. But you have had your own YouTube channel going for a while. And I'm going to try to do something similar. I want to kind of branch out. And I think what we're going to end up doing is Action Figure Alliance is going to keep going forward. We're not changing anything like that.
Yep.
We're definitely going to try to focus on the quality of our live streams and, other videos as we can. But now YouTube has this cool, like, collaboration feature.
Yeah.
So if we do other videos, we might do those other videos on our own channels and then collaborate with the Action Figure Alliance.
Yep.
So, to kind of help grow both audiences, both, our audience here and our audience on our own personal channels.
Yeah.
And really, it's going to be kind of like, I've been thinking about this one for a while, and there's guys like Unparalleled Universe and Mad Hatter Reviews that have taken their personal channels and converted them into, their companies essentially. Well, I want my Otherworld Arsenal channel to essentially just be the commercial front for the products on YouTube.
Right.
I don't feel like I would feel comfortable reviewing something on my Otherworld Arsenal channel, in other words.
Right.
And so I kind of wanted to do something a little bit more, artistically creative and have a little bit more freedom, and hence starting my own channel a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, you and we're not going anywhere with the Action Figure Alliance stuff. I enjoy this thing way too much to stop.
Yeah.
I think we have a damn good, so much so that like afterwards, even if I'm not feeling great, like it's such a pick me up. Like after the show, I'm hyped about different things, and I always enjoy interacting with the community. And so, we are full steam ahead on this thing, but full steam ahead on other things too. I don't have enough hours in the day. Let's put it that way.
I think we're all that way.
It's true. It's true. So, man, so that was it for me. I think that was it for you.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts? Anything you're looking forward to next year?
Just cleaning up the collection, making things look nice and pop, and lighting, and I trying to figure out how this gets better.
I kind of can't wait to see what the 1/12 scale acid rain stuff is going to bring. Because like it seems like they show a figure off, and within just, I don't know, a few months you have it in hand.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for wave 2. We already saw 1.5. I'm curious what Mezco's going to do next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. InArt and LPZZ.
Yeah,
Holy shit, man. That I really feel like they're going to make your Mayfexes, your Mezcos, all those kind of like expensive, boutique brands up their game.
Yep, you're gonna have to up your game. You're gonna keep up with those guys. So,
and I said that during the Wonderfest recap that we did. There's so much stuff and so many new companies coming out that are just gonna make, what is it? The tide lifts all ships or something.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's something like that. That makes everybody
definitely
better, makes us get better value for our money. I'm just looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Hope y'all have a great time. We're going to take a little time off for next week. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. And
yeah, it was a good one. I think this was fun. Again, leave a comment down below if you checked out the episode, what your highlights of the year were, what you're looking forward to. We love interacting with you guys, even on the replay squad and the comments of our live shows. So yeah, man. I think this was fun.
Yep.
We will see everybody next time we get a video out, which hopefully will be soon. We'll be back regardless.
oh, yep.
Later.
Later.
Yeah, we were on a mission, got my crew at my side. Scouring the shells, we're down for the ride. Plastic warriors all lined up tight. From the comic shop counters to the late night site. It's the thrill of the hunt, gotta make it mine. I'm out here searching, yeah, taking my time. I'll flip every aisle, don't care what it takes. For that rare chase piece, I'm raising the stakes. Action Figure Alliance, yeah, we're bringing the noise. Rolling deep, rolling heavy with my action toys. Collectors unite, we're breaking the chains. Plastic in hand, we're playing no games.